If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. But I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you're only getting mugged if you go downtown. I live back in the woods, you see, a woman and the kids and the dogs and me. I got a shotgun, a rifle, and a four-wheel drive, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I can plow a field all day long. I can catch catfish from dusk till dawn. Make our own whiskey and our own smoke too. Ain't too many things these old boys can't do. We grow good old tomatoes and homemade wine, and country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. Because you can't starve us out and you can't make us run, 'cause with them old boys raised on shotguns, we say grace, we say ma'am, if you ain't into from the West Virginia coal mines and the Rocky Mountains and the western skies. And we can skin a buck, we can run a trot line, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I had a good friend in New York City. He never called me by my name, just Hillbilly. My grandpa taught me how to live off the land, and his taught him to be a businessman. He used to send me pictures of the Broadway nights, and I'd send him some homemade wine. But he was killed by a man with a switchblade knife. For $43, my friend lost his life. I'd love to spit some beach nut in that dude's eyes and shoot him with my old 45, 'cause a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. From North California and South Alabama and little towns all around this land. We can skin a buck and run a trot line, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. Country boy can survive. Country folks can survive.
Don't screw with Americans. So this is Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. I hope everyone is doing very well out there tonight. So I felt that was necessary to start tonight, necessary to get you remembering who you are, who we are as a country. This does not leave out any other countries, any other people out there. Obviously, we're all behind you as well. But we have to remember who we are. So last night, I was up late. I was watching rioters basically destroy our cities. And then I was looking to make sure, obviously, I didn't have to worry about where I was. And I live in a little town that's surrounded by all the people, what you just saw, country folk. So it's funny. Someone told me that I shouldn't use the word redneck, yet I'm a redneck. So I'm from upstate New York. I lived on a little dirt road out in the middle of nowhere where everyone there knew what everyone was doing pretty much every second of the day. If I made a mistake in school, it was known about before I got home. So I can talk about rednecks. You can talk about rednecks. It doesn't mean anything bad. But my day started with a gigantic headache this morning because, one, I was up late. I was watching all this destruction and I woke up, giant headache. Usually when I have a gigantic headache, which I don't get headaches typically, usually it means something's coming to me. Something is going to happen. And so I went in to the office, and the first thing I saw was a package, and it was from a very good friend of ours, Natasha, out in Colorado. And I got this in the mail today from Tosh. And Tosh, you know who you are. But it's even better because if I turn around, so that's Lauren Boebert's Shooter's Grill out in Colorado. And it was really fitting for the start of the day. And so then I watched a video as I was in the middle of seeing patients and helping people, and I watched Robert David Steele's latest interview. And if you don't know who Robert David Steele is, go on and find him on YouTube. And he is a former spy. So Robert David Steele is a former spy. He is a genius. Now, he had about an 8-minute video, and his video was, we, the people, have to be fully aware, because what you're seeing right now is a completely planned, perpetrated attack. Right? Now, Robert David Steele, former spy, he admits that he helped create and pull off false flags when he was in, I think it was the CIA or FBI, I don't know. Anyway, talked about riots. He talked about helping pull off false flags, and he said, this is a gigantic false flag. That's what this is. Now, whether someone died or they didn't die, I don't know. I don't know if George Floyd died or not. I don't know. However, if he did, obviously every American is upset about that. That is not a black or white thing. That is a human thing. So, we are getting paid provocateurs, as he says, to run the streets, to destroy our cities. And then I see online where people around the country are talking about, well, when in reality it's not that bad because it's only in the cities. It's only in certain parts of the area. And then I got pissed off because this is all completely planned. You have a shadow president right now trying to run the country in one past president, Barack Obama, who has nullified, and it's going to be nullified, his entire presidency because he wasn't eligible to be president. And he is running the behind the scenes. Remember, community organizer. They were organizing Antifa with George Soros and their masters. That's what you're looking at right now. Why do you think there's pallets of bricks showing up all over the nation in cities just happening to be there? This is completely planned. Do you realize that Barack Obama had basically Somalians come in? They went to Minnesota first, where guess who's in Minnesota? Ilhan Omar. This was an infiltration of our country, and we let it happen because we didn't know enough about our country and our founding documents. We didn't know what was going on because we weren't paying attention. And now we're at this situation where, and trust me, I'm following Q, I'm watching Q, I'm trusting in Q, I'm trusting in our president. But that doesn't mean we are not awake and we are ready to roll whenever necessary. They are saying that they are willing to leave the city and to go into the suburbs and to the rural areas. I will tell you, I am a gun owner. I have friends who are gun owners. We have 350 million guns in the U.S. We have over 1 trillion rounds between us. This is not a threat. This is, I hope, and we hope we never have to use it ever. However, if you test us, it will go down. I don't know if you saw my video earlier today I posted on the Polk County Sheriff. We're in Florida. Anytime it's ready to go, we rock and roll. This is just how it is. This is how it was in upstate New York as well. I didn't live in the city. I lived in upstate New York. In the country, you are ready to roll whenever necessary. So understand that's what's happening. This could be the potential next American Revolution. The stars are literally lined up. The stars are literally lined up as if they were in 1775. Don't think this isn't another revolution. And obviously we hope Q is dead on, and we hope this is all being handled. But as I said, in preparation, you must be ready at all times. Even if this is a global new world order situation, and if this ultimately turns on us, you have to be ready. You can't be sitting back and just hoping this is all going to go away. Even if Q is dead on, you must be prepared at all times. My day continued on after this morning. At lunchtime, I had probably the most amazing thing happen. My dog is ready to go. Absolutely. Right? And if you can hear from his bark, he doesn't play games. What's interesting is, it's so funny. My dog is barking. It's almost perfect timing. You have to be so prepared. My wife and I have designed our world about having to be prepared at all times. Trust me, I'm a chiropractor, right? We're crazy people. We actually believe you're supposed to heal naturally. There's an entire medical mafia out there who wants people to die over money. We have prepared our lives in every way possible to make sure we are safe, but also ready to go when necessary. And you have to do the same. All right? So my day continued on, and at lunchtime, we had an amazing lunch. We had a staff meeting. And then something really, really fun happened. We are working to get to a new stat. Like we're kicking butt at the office. We're doing awesome, helping tons of people. And the ladies wanted a spa day. So we put it out there. And I said, well, if we're going to get to that, we have to have something in the middle. And then somebody mentioned something about, let's go shoot a gun. Actually, one of our assistants said, Renee said, I want to go shooting. And I looked over and I said, you want to go shooting? And I said, there's a range right around the corner. Within 2 minutes, every single person, now keep in mind, I am the only guy there, all women around the table, and within 2 minutes, every single one of them who knows what's going on because they listen to all of us, they know what's happening, they're smart, and they're ready to go. They want to go shooting and be prepared for anything possible that's coming. And actually, that was one of the most exciting things I had today, which was they all are ready to go practice and get ready just in case something goes down. Now, again, I am not saying that I want anything to occur, but the looters, there's two sets of looters and rioters, by the way. There's actual rioters, right, who some are actually trying to protest in peace. I have no problem with you protesting. Absolutely. You have every right to do that. But then you have the staged ones. You have the ones who are planted. And they're not just planted. They're planted by people like Obama, by Soros, by the bankers, by all the people that we know are against us. This is what's going on. This is what's happening, right? Do you think that they will just stay in the city? I am not trying to instill fear in anybody tonight. I am trying to instill reality and waking up. It's so funny. Everyone wants to be just nonviolent, peaceful. And I get it. Peaceful first. However, I think many out there, many of you forget our founding fathers, the very land that this country was founded on, was not founded on peaceful. They had an enemy that was coming at them. When the revolution happened, there was bloodshed. Again, I am not promoting bloodshed. I am not wanting bloodshed. I want the exact opposite. However, if we have to go down that road to restore and save our republic, remember what our forefathers went through, the hell, the carnage. We are such a people now. We sit back on our computers, we have our phones, we have our Starbucks, we have our coffees, we have our restaurants, everything like that. We have become so damn comfortable that we forgot how this country was founded. This country was founded by rebels. This country was founded by people who were willing to die to make America. So you have to be ready for anything that comes. We don't want this to go south. We don't want this to go bad. But let me tell you, I'm getting messages tonight that Los Angeles is probably going to burn tonight. New York City is probably going to burn tonight. Other cities across the country are probably going to burn tonight. And then if they decide that they're done with the city and they start spreading out, keep in mind, they have numbers. Now, I'm not saying they have the numbers of us, but you think this wasn't well planned out by the shadow government, the Obamas, the Soroses, the Rothschilds, the families? It was very well thought out. Right? We have to take this country. And let me tell you, just like the Polk County Sheriff today, at least in Florida, I know in some other states out there, but not all of them, down here, we promote being prepared. I'll tell you right now, in where I live, they wouldn't even get here because, let me tell you, the people, I'm surrounded by veterans, I'm surrounded by reserves, I'm surrounded by rednecks, I'm surrounded by militias. They, as General Milley said, they won't get past Jump Street. However, not only that, if you think the rioters and the looters are going to be it, they're going to bring even more heavy artillery. Okay, we're only in June. We're June 1st. We have to remember who we are as a country. I came home and I was realizing myself, why am I all fired up? Why am I all pissed? Why am I tired of the bullshit? Because you know what happens? After a while, if you have passion and fire for this country, you watch what's happening to it. I don't live in Los Angeles. I don't live in Detroit. I don't live in New York City, never have. I don't live in Miami, never have. But you know what? When I see that on TV, when I see that there, I look at that as part of my home. Just like that first song. I look at every single place as my home. That is America. America is mine. And when you burn down a business, and by the way, it doesn't matter if these rioters and these protests aren't everywhere. I've watched now on camera at least 3, possibly 4 people either killed or put into a coma in a city that they were in because they were a simple innocent bystander going through town, and these assholes decided that they wanted to make a point because that person was white or some other color. They're even beating up other black people. And then I have friends out there who are calling this a total racism thing, who are calling this, oh, well, this is our right because of bullshit. Throw the reparations crap out, right? Guess what? I come from some Native American families too. Do you see me going and asking for money? I actually had the opportunity to put on all of my college applications that I was Native American because I could get money from the government. And I refused to do it because guess what? At the end of the day, I don't want a free ride. I will live on myself. That's how every American should think. There is no reparations. I didn't make people slaves, right? You didn't do that. This is America. We are 2020 Americans. I believe every single person here is free. I went to New York City years ago with my wife. And we weren't supposed to be there for the weekend. We were actually supposed to go to Maine. And we didn't make it because some travel problems, flights, etc. And we ended up being in New York City for the weekend. And we took the opportunity to take the ferry across to Ellis Island. My wife is Italian. her great grandfather came over. We went in and we looked up her family's records. She had never seen those before. So when she was looking them up and she was seeing people, she was seeing names she remembered that she'd heard of, she got teary-eyed. Because those folks came over legally. They came over legally. And they made themselves the American dream. Not the 2020 American dream of going in debt. They made themselves a real American dream of coming from communism, coming from oppression, coming from places that were you were afraid to wake up in the morning because of danger around the corner. They came over here because this is America. We are a land of immigrants. We love our immigrants. If we didn't have immigrants, let me tell you, I don't know if we'd have a country. Because right now, Americans, white Americans, we're weak right now. We have been so pampered. We're weak. There's times where the immigrants actually run the whole show because they're the ones working so hard. Why do you think Mexicans come across the border? Because they're willing to work. I'm not saying it's legal or it's right, but you have to understand why they come. Because they're willing to bust their ass to make a life. We've been pampered. And now it's time for us to actually step up, because even though we've been controlled by bankers for thousands of years, we've been under debt slavery, we still are the freest country on the face of the planet because we have what's called a Declaration of Independence. We have what's called a Constitution. Those founding documents is what literally holds you, what stands in between you and slavery and a prison and a FEMA camp. That's what stands in between. That's it. Nothing else. You know what else stands in between? Guns. A Second Amendment. You don't have to like guns. You don't have to carry guns. But you damn well better get behind and support the Second Amendment of the United States of America. Because that is what's going to save your ass in the end. So what happens if this all turns bad on us? What if Trump turns his back on us? You have to remember, you have to think at all times. And I told you this. You have to think at all times what could go wrong. You have to have worst case scenario in your head. And guess what? The Second Amendment is the only thing, other than the documents, that stop and hold them from coming after you and your family. I've heard everything. I've heard, like, over the last 2 months, I've heard this bill, that bill, tracing, vaccines, etc., 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 etc. None of it matters. None of it matters, because at the end of the day, there's only two things. There's documents. And at the end of the day, if we go to martial law, even the documents go to the side. The last thing holding up is your gun, is the guns. The last thing is the guns. The Second Amendment protects your ass and it protects my ass. And let me tell you, they could come after us. And if these looters, let me tell you, if these looters come up, they're in for a very, very sad day. Because we will blast their asses out of this. And let me tell you, could that cause a civil war? It absolutely could. But guess what? At the end of the day, we protect our family. You know, it's so funny. Everyone has asked me or told me, thank you for staying positive. Thank you for staying positive. And yes, I will always stay positive. Definitely always stay positive. I will always give you guys enlightenment and good wishes, and this is how we do it. But guess what? At the end of the day, positivity and happiness and joy and serving one another is not what created America. You know what created America? Action. Action created America. Our founders, the revolutionaries, they fought their asses off to give us the original freedom. So at the end of the day, you can't sit back on positivity and hope that it's going to take care of you. You have to go out. You have to get your gun. You have to practice. You have to have a survival mentality. We all have a survival mentality. That's what kicked in for me today. I'm watching our cities be destroyed. And I said, what if this stuff comes to me? What if this comes to my friends, family, etc.? There's nothing there's nothing in between you at that point. That piece of paper, those documents, it aren't going to save you if you have hundreds of people walking down your street who are pissed off and looking for justice. The only thing is the Second Amendment. And again, I will say this over and over. I am not promoting violence. I am not promoting revolution in a violent way. I am simply giving you what you have to understand could happen. We hope for the best case scenario. We prepare for the worst case scenario. The president tonight started his speech. And by the way, the president is not supposed to run to our side at every single solitary problem in America. That is not his job. His job is to be the executive office, right? His job is to be commander-in-chief if we're attacked by an outside force. This is infiltration. This is an inside force. Okay? The president leaves it up to the states. That's called Constitution. If you get your Constitution out and read it, states have states take care of themselves. Until you have idiot states with idiot governors and idiot leaders. And all these leaders, by the way, just so you know, all these states like the Californias and the Illinois and the New York and all these piece of trash states, and it's not people, I should say piece of trash leaders, they're all part of Obama's shadow government that's still trying to pull the strings behind the real government that's trying to clean things up. That's what this all was. They've been infiltrating us for decades. And now you're seeing what happens when someone fights back. We have an administration now that seems to be fighting back. I'm all fired up, so my voice, whatever. This is what has to happen. He addressed tonight my fellow Americans. I don't know the last president that ever said that. He then gave his address saying he will pull out full power of the military if these states don't get in line and deal with their bullshit problems. He didn't say that, but you get the point. And then he walked away like the boss that he is. And by the way, for anybody out there who might listen to this or watch this and don't understand what a leader is, that's a leader, by the way. A leader doesn't take any shit, doesn't care what you think, doesn't care about your emotions, doesn't care about your feelings. It's called getting things done. If you don't know how that works, you should actually go talk to like a business owner sometime, a successful business owner, who just gives orders, proper orders, not demands, not dictatorship, gives proper orders and makes things get done. And then he, like a boss, keep in mind, he's from New York. He knows how the mafia works, right? Play the part when you need to. He then walks across, basically out the front damn door of the White House, walks across to the church, and then lifts up a Bible and holds it in front of the church. Now, the media asked him, is that your Bible? And he said, it's a Bible. Now, I don't know what that means. I've had a few ideas of what that means. Would anyone like to know what I thought? What I think? Some think that it could be the Bible he was given by his mother. Some think that it could be JFK or JFK Jr.'s Bible. I had this crazy idea and crazy thought that what if That was a copy of the original Bible, the one that doesn't have everything taken out of it. What if that was also part of the Jefferson Bible? Because Jefferson had his Bible too. What if that has some of the secrets in it that you're not supposed to know about? Remember I said there's at least 10 books taken out of the Bible. What if he had the Bible that we're really supposed to go by? Right? Because we are basically playing out, I think, Revelation, right? Like, I mean, let's be honest with you. Does anybody not think at this point we are going through we are going through hell, and we're supposed to come out of this and be even tougher and stronger than we were before? I mean, let's be honest. Obama tried to destroy this country. Now, he wasn't the only one, by the way. The Bushes tried to destroy this country. Nixon tried to destroy this country. Reagan was going to do it on his own, on his way, but then he got shot at and almost killed, and then he flipped over the bankers as well. Every single president since Kennedy has been a banker's president and has been hell-bent on destroying this country through the central banking system and the globalist elite at the top of the pyramid. And if that comes from outside this planet, so be it. Everyone better start waking the hell up to what's going on this planet. If you think this is just a political thing, wake up. It goes far deeper than that. There is a dark shadow and spirit over this planet. You can call it the devil. You can call it the draconians. You can call it the dragons. It doesn't matter. At the very top of this pyramid, they play with some nasty, nasty darkness. There's a reason Space Force got brought in, folks. It's not just to go to space and feel good about it. We have a damn war going on here, and we have a damn war going on out there. This all led up to Barack Obama, whether you think he's the Antichrist, whether it's a consciousness thing or it's a spiritual and a religion thing, but his was the first 8 years, and he was setting up the absolute destruction when Hillary Clinton was elected to be president. If she was elected to be president. She wasn't. We stopped it. She was going to pull the Second Amendment. She was going to ban guns. She was going to tear up the Constitution and the First Amendment rights. That's where we were going. So now we have an administration trying to put patriots in America back together. You have Barack Obama behind the scenes with his Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx bullshit, battling against President Trump and patriots and hopefully an alliance. And then, even if it doesn't go that way, and even if this makes a turn for the worse, and we're all screwed, as I have talked to my friends behind the scenes, if this goes bad and this turns into a globalist new world order, guess what? Every gun owner out there is going down in a blaze of glory. Because if you think we're giving this country up, not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. We will hold this country. And if looters decide to come trotting their little asses up I-4 and everywhere else in this country, it is your job to put a stop to it. If they come to your door, it is your job to put a stop to it. I don't want that to occur. I hope, other than practicing, I never have to shoot a bullet in my life. My friends, family, colleagues all feel the same exact way. But if it comes to it, guess what? You protect at all costs. Because God, family, country, in that order, come first. We will win this battle. We absolutely will win it. This is anarchy and communism and Marxism versus the Republic. That's what it is. And by the way, Everyone thinks this whole anarchy bullshit is great. Anarchy's trash. Anarchy is garbage. Anarchy is not freedom. Anarchy is slavery. The president said we are a country of law and order. Law and order. You must have laws and you must have order to have freedom. That's why America was so great, because we had laws, we had order. That's freedom. Running around the streets like morons and claiming you have freedom is not freedom. What, so you're afraid to go outside? Like, they're in the cities right now. People are afraid to go outside because some asshole is likely to knock them over, shoot them, kill them. The guy in Dallas? Come on. Now, the paid looter, the ones who set this up, they're killers. The other ones that are paid to come in, they're nothing. They're weak. But don't think they don't have more behind the scenes. Don't think that they won't bring out more. That's always possible. And I don't know what the next false flag is. I don't know if rioting will fade itself out over the next week. Right now, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what's going on right now. It's 12 after 10 here. I will be watching afterwards, but the last I heard, a lot of cities will probably be burning tonight because this is the chaos that they've decided to undertake. They are trying to destroy America from within. And that is not allowed, not on our watches. We will win this, and it is up to you to make sure we win this. I need you ready. I need you prepared. All of us do. The president needs you prepared. All right? That's what this is about. Get prepared as fast as humanly possible. And yes, we will stay very positive during this whole thing, but positive also requires action. Everyone wants to invoke the name of Jesus Christ? Go for it. Absolutely, I will too. But guess what? He got dirty after a while. He had to. He didn't play nice. Right? So yeah, all these people out there who are like, well, it's not the whole country. Yeah, we're supposed to sit back and let them do whatever they want to, no matter what. Jesus Christ was a badass. He overturned tables. He preached from a pedestal. He got angry when necessary. And then he went into silent time and he prayed and meditated upon it. And he got it out of his system. But he did not hold back. Just like Americans are not to hold back. We can go pray. We can go meditate. We can do everything we need to be silent and hope for a good future. But that does not stop us from having to take action. Right now, action is get trained, get prepared, be ready. And if the time comes, the time comes. But right now, we prepare and then we support our president. Because right now, let me tell you, our president walked in front of a church, held the Bible up, and it wasn't a photo. A lot of people are saying photo op. That didn't look like a photo op to me. He looked like a badass walking across the street, standing in front of a church and saying, we are going to control this situation. We're going to put law and order in, and this is America. Right? That's what it looked like to me. This is what we need to do. This is how we need to survive. This is how we better our country. I hope that helps. I was fired up. I had to find a way to release this. I didn't want to yell at people, but I need to sometimes yell to get the point across. It's not to anybody out there. It's just to release this survival energy that within me, and I believe it's within a lot of you, we have to sometimes get fired up. I am very tired of a couple things. I'm tired of the complacency I see online out there of people sitting in their comfortable homes with their comfortable lives, acting like, oh, it's bad out there. The bankers are going to do more. They're going to take more of our freedoms away. They're going to take more of our liberties away. We're heading towards a police state. Oh, blah. Then get off your ass and do something about it. Because guess what? If this goes down in a negative way, there's friends of mine out there right now who might even be watching this, who sit in their comfortable, beautiful homes. And if I know that you didn't take action and you just sat back, I do not want you in my foxhole. You know who I want my foxhole? I want people like Edwin Dearborn from last night in my foxhole. That dude, he does not rest. I want the Dr. Mike Reeds of the world in my foxhole. I want the Donald Trump Jr.'s in my foxhole. I want these people that are outwardly out there training every day, making sure they're ready. I don't even want my friends who are sitting in their home being comfortable and talking about how this is terrible and we're losing our rights. If you're losing your rights, then get off your ass and do something about it. But you're not, because you're all talk and you have no action. Friends, family, colleagues, they all do it. We are in a time of action. I will push you away if you come near me when the going gets tough. That simple. The other thing that bothers me is I'm tired of the race war. If you are out there, whether you're liberal or you've been offended because someone possibly died as a black man, we're past it. Everyone's pissed. We know it. We get it. Right? We get it. No one liked it. Do you want us to bow down and say we're sorry for all of us as Caucasians? We're sorry that it happened. We've said it a billion times. No one's happy about it. The president's called the family. Like, what do you want? This is not about black and white. This is about a media putting propaganda in your mind, and you're honestly being too stupid and ignorant to understand it. This is not about race. Just like the freaking virus wasn't about COVID-19. Wasn't about a virus, wasn't about a mask. It was about controlling you by this shadow government and shutting down an economy that was raging. This is not about black and white. This is not about racism, because the media invented your racism. That's what they did. And the Democrats started the whole damn thing. I'm not saying the Republicans are perfect. But if you're a liberal right now and you're mad about the whole race war, your party started it. Your party propagates it all day long. You're being played by your own side. And then all of us out here who are supposedly the people that want you to be suffering and everything else, we're the ones actually extending the hand. We're the ones that are actually trying to help you. But they have gotten you to believe that the color of our skin, because it's white, is trying to oppress you. And that's completely an utter lie, but they sold you down the river on it. That's exactly what they did. So those are the two things I'm fired up about. So I'm just going to tell you as a positive, prepare, get ready. I want all of you ready. This is going to go very well. We're going to win this thing. But I want you to be ready. Because when you're prepared, bad things tend not to happen. But if they do, you will win no matter what. I hope that helps. Now, on a very much lighter note, because I wanted to end with this, even though this is the worst transition from one subject to another on the face of the planet. I actually even feel bad for transitioning like this. One of my gigantic wins today, was fulfilling my purpose, which was to get another amazing individual who is a freedom-loving American off medications that were going to destroy their life over a period of time. So I do not take people off medications. It's not within my license. I refer them to their medical doctor to do that, or they can do it on their own. Their freedom, they have health freedom. I do not tell them to, nor do I encourage it. However, within 2 weeks, someone who I was helping came off their thyroid medication and is feeling better than ever because they removed the toxic trash that was going into their body that the pharmaceutical company was trying to destroy them with. And instead, they started putting actual nutrients into their body. And oh my goodness, amazingly enough, they have more energy. Their thyroid started working. Wait. The medical industrial complex. The other one that's enslaving you besides the banking cartel, right? The drug cartel, the pharmaceutical cartel. That one that's using you as an unlimited bank account. The one that's putting poison down your gullet, right? They want you to feel better, so they give you this thing because guess what? Your body that was created by God stopped working. Because that's what bodies do, don't you know? Bodies stop working. That's what they're supposed to do. Even though our ancestors lived longer. So, instead of putting that down their mouth, they decided it wasn't right for them. They took it out and they started putting actual real whole food nutrients. They ate real food and they put real supplementation into their body. And within 2 weeks, medication wasn't needed, and oh my God, they have energy now. They sleep now. They lose weight now. Their hormones work. Their cycle started again. This is the insanity of the system, but this is what I absolutely love to be able to do every single day, and it was such a positive for me because I was all fired up all day, and I had the headache. The headache went away, by the way, because I figured out what I had to get off my chest tonight. And I figured out that, oh my goodness, we are going to be good. And we're going to be good because I'm willing and you're willing to take action. That's why it's going to go well. And then I got home and I remember that I got something as a gift a couple weeks ago. And I forgot to thank that person. Not just by chance. It wasn't intentional. And I'm going to show you what it is right now because it means a lot to me. And you can also get one too. I'm going to show you where to get one. But I'm going to do my best to show you this on camera. I don't know if it's going to be easy or not. But here you go. So there was an original painting. This is a print. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And it's actually signed down here by a really good friend of mine, Sylvia Erbst. And I just appreciate it. I had it on camera, I think, the other night. But it's tremendous. And this is going up. I will put a link if you want one. She's an amazing artist. She actually creates all of her own original art. This is a print of this one. And I have another painting. Maybe I'll show you someday that she already created for me as well. But I will put the link in there. So in case everyone does want one of these, if you have a gift, you need to get a gift for somebody. This is what you do to give back to our local community, to people who are actually creating something good instead of giving all these big box stores everything. But yeah, at the end of the day, the president made some comments tonight and they were important. And we as Americans have to remember who we are. We are Americans. And as much positivity as we continue to push out there, at the end of the day, myself and you, it is our job to be prepared. It is our job to save America. 3.5% is all it takes to save this place. That's 11.5 million people. And guess what? There's plenty that have already voted the way they voted. There's plenty who support our Constitution. We already have the numbers. You just have to actually act. Guys, I hope you have an amazing evening. I'm running up onto an hour. My voice is going, so I'm not going to sit down and answer a couple questions or answer any questions. I will get to them if you need some. Email me. If you have health-related questions, you know where to email me. And I'm going to go get some rest try to. But I will tell you, I'll probably be watching the cities tonight because I just feel like I have to put out good energy to them. Please pray. Please focus on cities and friends and neighbors and family and everybody out there tonight who might be struggling in those cities, and pray that they're safe. And then pray that our president and our administration do the right thing. Pray that this works out the way it's supposed to, and then prepare and be ready. Guys, God bless all of you. God bless this country. God bless the president. And honestly, not just God bless America, but God bless this planet, because I believe this is a planetary revolution and we're going to win. So, Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, signing off. Have an amazing Monday night. Love you all.